Half time here in the round 17 SAS Fox Memorial Premiership clash. So Glenora Bears up by 12 at the break over the Mangere East Hawk. A little update from around the grounds, starting with the second division. The Otara Scorpions are 10-8 up over the Franklin Storm. That's a big result for Otara if they can hold on in that one and down the Franklin Storm, who haven't had a win in the last month. Mangere were well and truly in control over New Lynn 26-4. And that big clash for the remaining spot in the top 8. The Northern Brothers, current 14-12 leaders in that one at the break. Worst case scenario for Pakuranga is the, or I should say, for Waitemata is a draw in that one. But right now the Northern Brothers and Waitemata will go through and qualify through to the finals. Update for SAS Fox Memorial Premiership results as well, and the Otahu Leopards are well in control, 30 points to 6 over the Papakura Sea Eagles. Northcote are up 10-4 over Richmond, so at this stage Northcote have booked their spot through to the postseason. Howard Hornets 8-6 leaders over the Marist Saints. It's a massive game for Marist, one of the biggest games in recent memory for that club. The Point Chevalier Pirates, they're up 16-12 over the Mount Albert Lions, so a close one there at Walker Park as well. So certainly some interesting results going on today all around Auckland. Do keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz will bring you all of the results and the match reports, who did what, immediately following the matches and into the evening. So just about ready to get back underway. Now going to welcome back in.
I have not left. The mic's been on the whole time. Maybe you heard the chat with the referee there. Yeah, we're all sort of ready to go, Corey. And look at that, just like clockwork, away we go.
So Limoni gets us back underway, and well, the tail of the first half really. Glenora super damaging with their forwards early in that one, and then the offload started to sort of not fall their way, and off the back of a couple of errors, Mangere East were able to generate some quick play the balls and got a couple of penalties. Speaking of penalties, this one goes against Mangere East. It's a dangerous one, and Glenora now will kick for touch off the boot of Phil Kingy, who was nice and steady in that first half. Phil Kingy led them around the park well. A couple of real standouts. Paia Manukia, who was wonderful, scored 2 tries, set one up. Chase Bernard as well, heavily involved. Some really good touches. We wait for the Steedham to return to the field. James Taumata, a man tasked with retrieving the footy. And eventually we get back underway off the tap of Tippins and to Booth. Tolson Caird bumps it forward. Takes it up over the 40. Manukia plays at the line. To Katilata onto the field, and Manukia dummies, rolls them forward. They get a quick play of the ball as well. Tippins on the back of it, looks out to the left edge now, and Siaki chimes in. In fact, it's really Buchanan.
Bit of danger out here on the right edge. Loaki hovering just inside the winger. If it comes this way, it's all on for young and old.
Manukia pops the offload around the corner, and then it goes to Booth, and really Buchanan straightens and was looking for that second offload to Aaron Booth. And really Buchanan's going to go over here. So just like
Muscle
that,
his way in.
Daniel really Buchanan, it really didn't look like there was much on when that all started, Troy, but charges his way over, and keeping the referee there just discussing someone falling asleep. And it was a bit like that really, because this just went on forever. And at first you thought he's missed the opportunity to get the offload away. He's going to ground here, and
leg drive still going. He's got nearly every forward on him.
And well, almost defies belief how really Buchanan managed to score there. But anyway, he did. There's another 4 points on the board for the Glenora Bears. Stretched out to a 16-point gap now. Kick to come from Phil Kingy.
You know, one of the interesting insights I picked up with the beginning of the game, Corey, you're saying they're 24 points. They're good for the Bears, you know, starting. So, you know, you've got to come with at least 4 tries to be competitive.
That's right, and, you know, we look across the year, they've got the best defence in the competition, Glenora. They sort of average only around that sort of couple of tries a game conceded. So it's a tough ask, especially here at Harold Moody when the Root Rooster is on the line as Kingy steps in, and it's a high one which will go away and to the right. And so the Glenora Bears 26, Mangere East Hawks 10. It's a good start to the second half after a bit of a shaky finish to the first half, probably for Bernie Pettina's side, Troy.
Yep. I don't think you'll be too displeased with that start.
Mangere East way back now. There's Phil Kingy on screen. We mentioned the big year he had last year. Phil Kingy captained Akarana and the New Zealand residents. He's a one-club man, which is a gym manager during the week. It's fielded and Tolson Caird gets us back underway. A couple of key names missing from this Glenora Bears side. Swape Kavaliku, one of them, he joined us pre-match to do the pre-match interview. Jordan Torde, arguably the best player in Auckland this year, he's out as well.
Great run here, strong carry.
Also missing Caleb Ueli in the front row. He's been a big performer for them. Put through a number of 80-minute showings this year. Now Zach Tippins dances out a dummy half and takes them up over the 40. Siaki plays short to Manakia, who has caused nothing but trouble for Mangere East today. Another offload, Booth to Riulu Buchanan, who holds it up, and now Tomata gets isolated on the wing and they pop it back inside, but offload is the call. I think they're saying off the foot there, so this won't be a 7 tackle set, although referee Price there just confirming it will be. So first tackle now, and Mangere East work it off their line. Standouts for the Hawks in that first half. Jacob Tamua, very damaging, but V at the bottom of dummy half, the way he was able to get things moving, get the quick play the ball going, that's when they looked at their best, Troy, was when they were able to get quick play the balls and run this big pack around. Limoni now goes to the wing, and it's unorthodox stuff here, but unorthodox is good when it comes to the Mangere East Hawks. That's when they're at their best, I think. That time it doesn't quite come off as Limoni was streaming through the middle, and Lua Falialo now takes a settler up towards halfway.
Hawks can afford not to get into the game early. They can't hold off. They've got to, you know, come in with tempo.
Yep, and you're not going to beat Glenora with a boring game plan today. Glenora will be more than happy to take all of the structure you want to throw at them, and they'll soak that up all day now as the ball spills loose, and this will be a Mangere East feed. So a knock on each way, and that will be Hawks feed.
He's making the tackle, he's hit the ball, he's lost the ball, loose carry. Easy call, guys. I'm not going to have every time I make a call, all of you talk about it. I've made it.
Bit of a conference going on out there.
Referee Price quite rightly basically saying, you let me do the refereeing and you do the playing, and I'm not going to explain every decision to you. And it was the correct decision that time, a knock on each way. And scrum packs down now. Limoni with the feed, and that is terrible. Play on is the call. It's picked up now by Caird. Tolson Caird now breaks through one. They're 10 metres out from the line. It is a shocking error from the Mangere East Hawks, and now Tippins, they'll go right edge. They should score here. Glenora, Chaz Brown bumps off one. He'll go over Chaz Brown. Yes, he will. Chaz Brown, there's the second try of the second half, and it comes off a poor error from the Mangere East Hawks at the back of the scrum. Chaz Brown takes full advantage. We look here, as always on down this right edge now. You see Chaz Brown calling numbers across. Mangere East just couldn't recover. Tippins jumps out. Misses Luaki. Goes to Kingy, who just has nice soft hands at the line there, and then from there Brown says, see you later, Limoni. Big enough to get away from the cover defence coming across.
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, Corey, this is your era. Talk to me.
Your call,
on the tip of my tongue. It's a Kiwi band.
Okay.
There's got to be half a point in that.
Trip for two to Fiji in a microwave. Come on. Super groove.
Kingy now winds up the conversion. Steps in and well away to the left, so score will remain Redvis Real Estate, Glenora Bears 30, Mangere East Hawks, sponsored by Burger King, sitting on 10 points right now, but you don't dare count this Mangere East team out. They're the masters of staying in games and riding their luck when it comes.
And a big shout out to Redvis McCabe, real estate man, top bloke, nice guy, and spent a bit of time with him in London, Corey, and you won't find a better real estate person in the game. So, well, maybe Wayne Holmes, but Red would have something to say about that.
Back to it we go, and it's Tamua who gets us back on the way. Bouncing ball and knock on from Glenora at the end of it. So, yeah, funny old game. Sort of every time a team starts to build a bit of momentum, there's an odd error and things turn around. So Mangere East, they'll need points off the end of this one, you would think, if they start finding their way back into it. They did it in the first half. Gap is only 20 points.
Make the line, fellas. Heads down, second row, his arms over. No. Wait there, wait good. You put your arm over, fighter.
Referee Price getting right into the middle of the scrum there and giving some feedback and advice.
Helping them out. Beast laughing at that one.
There's nothing funnier than watching grown men try and pack a scrum.
Good little run here.
Finau with the carry there now, and Halalilo's going to go close. Ball is loose. It's a knock on, and credit there to Phil Kingy. That was a brilliant tackle underneath, along with Simon Luafalialo.
Tap and go.
Release now.
Big shout out to our live stream partners Ctas and the official sponsor of the Fox Memorial, SAS Sporting Apparel.
Bernard back on for his second stint. Fend into the throat there of Viliani Mamalo.
Ball rolling, 14. Go 4.
Tippins to Bernard to Manukia. Up out of the line quickly to try and chop him down was Whangupole, but didn't get far. Now they go down the left, and Aaron Booth wants to have a quick discussion, and all of a sudden it's on here at Harold Moody Reserve, and they're coming in from everywhere.
Let it go.
So not too sure what started that one really. It just
I don't know, but Ctas cameraman swooping on that one.
Yeah, brilliant work for our cameraman.
As the kick went down the sideline somewhere and ball rolled off into oblivion. And referee now having to have the chat. Maxine Godinay on.
Just listening to the referees here.
The timing was really good. The timing was good of the hit. That was nothing wrong with it. But the Mangere East was standing over.
What number? Come on. What am I supposed to... Well, I'm over here.
Yeah.
Tackle 1. I've got nothing here.
Okay. Well...
What do you got?
You managing to glean anything from that, Corey?
Yeah, well, I don't want to give Aaron Booth's identity away, but they don't know it's him who's had a word to the Mangere East player on the ground there, so they might get away with this one scot-free. They'll probably watch it afterwards and
Back up here, guys.
dobbed poor old Aaron in. But really there was nothing in it.
Nothing.
A few words exchanged,
Tackle 1.
a few jerseys pulled, and let's get
Well,
back
they're
to
trying to intimidate the young fella on the field, aren't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
1. 2 moves, Johnson.
Tolson cared there.
Wait.
Plenty of feeling in that one. And look at Glenora now muscling up. All of a sudden,
They've poked the bear.
Keen to get things going, and Chase Bernard there with the little elbow, and Bernard exchanges a few words, and we'll have time off here for a proper talking to. Referee Price has seen enough.
Okay, what I've got is an elbow against it. If this little stuff okay, if it continues, I'm going to put someone down, play football, get back to how we were playing football.
It's getting pretty animated.
Clear message from referee Price. If it continues, someone will be sitting down, and fair enough as well. So Mangere East to kick for touch. 20-point lead, Glenora sit on. They probably don't need to be engaging in this stuff too much. Kick safely out onto the little hill here at Harold Moody. They'll start this set right on halfway. The Mangere East Hawks looking to build their way back into this game, and here's a penalty as well, and that'll go the way of the Mangere East Hawks. Aaron Booth again involved in the heart of it as words are exchanged.
I'll say go, guys. Go.
Salelisi, 15 out from the line. Mangere East with a golden chance to get back into this one. They did so in the first half in similar fashion now as Jacob Tamoa.
Sort of strolled on, he's offloaded.
3, but the tackle was complete, so back to play it is the call.
Make it.
Done a really good job of officiating this one has Hayden Price. Taimani shuffles it on now. The ball is loose out the back, and it's cleaned up by Kossi, who puts on a little bit of footwork, but they've gone backwards in a big way there, and finishes with Kossi slammed to the ground.
Oh, it's a knock
Sloppy
on.
play of the ball, penalty. Crowding from Chaz Brown, the call. Limoni wants a quick tap and go, and
Must have been interference. I saw it.
yeah,
That forward.
crowding in the play of the ball. The call from referee Price, and Connor Brown now fresh on the field will tap and go, and straight into it with Mamaloa Brown. Afoa.
Make the line. Zach now. Oh.
Slow play of the ball. Right edge they come, and up out of the line quickly was Sofia, and Mangere East will go very close here, right up against the line. Little dart out now from Salelisi, but what about the tackle from James Tomata? Wow, let's see if we can catch that on the SAS replay, because that was just brilliant from Tomata there to prevent a certain try. You can see in the build-up here, it was a good read from Sofia, who come out of the line and just did enough to break it down, but look at the work here after the initial tackle is made. Tomata fell off that one, but there was no falling off the next one. Morgan Salelisi looking out to the right-hand corner. It's just great strength from Tomata. So back to the live action we go. And the Glenora Bears work it out from inside their 10. And a shoulder charge is the call. Viliami Mamaloa, the man pinged.
If I don't get that one, they'll just lose it.
Tokatilata bouncing through a couple.
Line Max, line Max.
Bit of a wonky old kick, that one.
Wait for contact, E. Go.
Booth to Tolson Caird, and up quickly was our 4 to meet him. Tolson Caird, part of the old Auckland Vulcans setup in the
Great split.
VB New South Wales Cup now as Chase Bernard goes through the middle of them now, puts on a little bit of footwork. Chase Bernard is eventually pulled down by
Front row, prop.
Jacob Tamoa. It's front rower on front rower, and this will be a penalty. He might go to the bin here, Tamoa. He will. Jacob Tamoa off for a stint in the naughty corner, and fair enough, that's a fairly blatant professional foul. But what about Chase Bernard? Breaks through the middle, a little bit of footwork. Referee Hayden Price congratulating him on the run as well. So
Another conversation taking place. Discussing a tap and run here, or take the 2. They're putting the accelerator down. Here they come.
Kingy to Booth. Siaki, quick hands. Sufia steps one, steps two. Sufia pops it to Tomata.
Great try.
Lovely try, Glenora Bears. Elijah Sufia, let's take a look on the SAS replay. But there's some really, really good work here.
Yeah.
And we're going to catch the end of Zach Tippins copying a lecture from the referee. And to ensure you the viewing gets a little more exciting here. And it's got touches from all the key men here, Troy. Kingy to Booth, and then Siaki. Look at the quick hands from Palima Siaki here. Catch, go. Brings in Sufia.
This is the magic one.
Who steps through the first one, but watch for the offload here from Elijah Sufia. Great presence of mind to Tomata, and then the athletic finish in the corner. It's nice rugby league from the Bears.
I'm communicating with my touches now. Your bench is all this sitting down. They've got to sit in their bench, and it's too much. Thank you.
And you'll be catching some of that. Referee Price continuing to talk to the players. He's not happy about the amount of feedback he is receiving from them on the field, and I dare say it's not coming through the captain. This official channels.
Fabulous day down here at Harold Moody. Glenora certainly turned it on, and so is the weather. Ctas, our live stream partners. The kick goal is waved away.
So the score remains Redvest Real Estate, Glenora Bears 34, Burger King, Mangere East Hawks 10. Just short of the hour mark. And Kingy goes over and has a quick word to his bench, and I wonder if he's just letting everyone there know that referee Price is coming to the end of his wick, and maybe we calm things down.
Elvis just strolled into the park. We're caught in a trap, and by the looks of it, it's a bear trap. They've got 13 verse 12, and that's going to certainly make it very hard for the Mangere East Hawks in the next 10 minutes. Big kick.
It's working out the logistics of a hawk getting stuck in a bear trap. Is that where you're going with that one?
Well, that hawk walked off to the bin, so it's sitting in a trap, Corey. Stay with me now.
Bernard gets back into it, and he will go very close to getting man of the match on us today. Chase Bernard, he's been brilliant in the middle of the park, along with Paio Manukia. They would be the front runners so far. Speaking of the man himself, Manukia bumps it forward with Tolson Kidd on his shoulder. Great to see Tolson Kidd back out and on the field in time for the finals. Now as they jump out of dummy half, and now they break downfield via John Nicodemus. The Philippines international off the bench. Bernard to Booth. Back in field to Manukia. Manukia breaks through one, pops it to Tolson Kidd, and Kidd will be tackled one-on-one.
He's taking the ball.
Help! I called help.
Probably not the smartest play there. They're lucky not to give up a penalty. Now Kingy goes to the line and dinks a little kick in behind, but with really good positioning there. At the back was Kossi. Pick it up.
Help! 14, roll away! One. Offload.
Mangere East looking to move Glenora around, and there you go. Well, I was just about to say, Troy, this is going to be a really good measure of where Glenora are at, because at 34-10, they are well in control in this one, but in terms of sticking to their standards and having that pride in the defensive line, it's going to be interesting to see exactly where they are at as we head into the playoffs. One more round of the regular season to go before we get into the playoffs. And it does look for all money like the Glenora Bears will seal the top seed, which means home, well, it won't matter because they're played at neutral venues, but certainly a second chance semi-final for the Bears. And they will likely meet the Point Chevrolet Pirates in that one. Sufia pops it out the back now, and Tomata, well, for the second time in just about as many minutes, James Tomata is the beneficiary of an Elijah Sufia offload. The Bears are in again, and they've got the chance to make it 40. Let's take a look now on the SAS. Instant replay. Booth puts Sufia through the gap and clinging on for dear life was Taimani, but just flings it up the back there, and then Taumata shows clean heels here to get in around Molly Selafai and breaks through that one, goes over almost on the exact same blade of grass he did earlier.
Yeah, close. About there? Hey. Yeah, thank you.
I want to ask you, Corey, but I just feel that you don't know, you're not sure as we wait for the kick to come. So if anybody's watching the live stream, text us, tweet us, let us know the soundtrack in the background as we wait for the kick to come. Looks like they've had a number of kickers today. So this one's way out on the far edge.
Yeah, Phil Kingy said at that scoreline, yeah. Chaz, you can take over the kicking.
Now I've actually seen Chaz kick a couple of times. He's not bad. He's got good mechanics this morning, and he's got a fair set of quads.
Ready. Coming in. No. Away.
And away and to the right it is. The score remains 38-10. The Glenora Bears well in control now over the Mangere East Hawks. Chaz Brown, another of the former Mount Albert boys in the squad.
No early talk. Time out run.
Limoni gets us back. There's 3 beers under this one. You know, the scary thing about all this, Troy, is this is a Glenora side who still have Suape Kavaliku, Jordan Tuare to return to the field.
Yeah, doesn't bear thinking about.
I see what you did there, very clever. Not often I appreciate your puns, but that one was bearable.
Oh, please.
Up over halfway. Go Glenora. I don't dare call them the Bears after all that. Kidd is the first receiver. Chop down low. Booth, no look inside to Siaki, Plima Siaki. Rounds 1, rounds 2, oh, Plima Siaki. In under the posts. The Bears are on fire, the crowd loves it. And that was just good to watch.
That's going to be a fabulous SAS replay. Nothing backs love more than seeing themselves in slow motion, carving up back line.
Aaron Booth winding back the clock. What a performance from him. The no-look ball back on the inside. But look at the work from Siaki. Has to round the covering winger here. And then at the end, bang, around the fullback and under the post. We can catch Suape cover. Look at the corner of the shot there. He'll be enjoying his day today despite suffering from the flu. And Plima Siaki, he rounds that one. He's had a really good game today at the back. Bit of a frustrating first half, didn't he? A couple of errors off offloads, but no mistake on that one. Takes the Bears up over 40.
This will be an easier kick. Hope I haven't just given him the kiss to death.
Coming in.
Good off the boot from Chaz Brown. Extends the lead up to 44-10.
Well, I think a Bears' little goal here might be to try and get to 50.
Yep, that's something that they have achieved quite a few times this year. So much of a focus on their defence, which is the reason they have that whopping points differential advantage. Their attack has been on fire as well.
Yeah, and there's been passages of play where Mangere East have held their own and, you know, played some actually good footy.
Well, the Bears 7 from 8 at Harold Moody heading into this one, and they will finish 2018 8 from 9 at home. Now as Big Jose Tokatilata takes forward. Bernard plays Tolson Kierden. He's back slammed by Somani.
Mangere East Hawks having to work double time with one man in the bin.
Glenora, they will finish their season up against the Mount Albert Lions next week. That's our live stream game.
Don't miss that. That's going to be a big match, especially at Lions Den.
Another of those really good rivalries. They met in the Fox final just a few years ago, the Bears and the Lions, as Aaron Booth gets to his kick, and screaming in behind now is Sophia, and I think that may be out of Mangere East. Wait for confirmation here. This will be a Bears feed by the sound of it.
Just dive on it. Alright guys, your time now, your time now.
Referee Hayden Price just pointing out to Mangere East. He kicked it out. Why didn't he just dive on it? So some of the referee banter today has been rather enjoyable, along with the music trivia, and had a bit of everything today, Troy.
Yeah, well, there's another one going for you over there, Corey. Can you nail it?
Yeah, I'm going to go with I can't hear that one. Let's get back to the footy. My success rate has not been good today.
Akadaka and West Auckland. Who would have thought? Bears attacking the line. Hawks will really be trying to defend hard here. Bit of pride in the line, but can't be far off.
Knock on from Chase Bernard. First error he's made today. It's a really good game.
Okay guys, on the line, don't go past. Got the ball. Okay, short cut. Yep, go. Heads in.
The money to feed the scrum.
Get right in, come on. Yes, ball.
And another scrum lesson. I can only imagine how tired of giving out these instructions the referees are. We have heard a lot of it this year. Which, at this level, you would think it would be unnecessary. Connor Brown now jumps out of dummy half, and Caird comes in and drives him back another 5, and now the ball's loose. So going from bad to worse for the Mangere East Hawks. We'll have a look around the grounds as well and just see where we are sitting in terms of the latest when it comes to the battle for the top 4 and for relegation as well. And I can tell you the Papakura Sea Eagles, after being 30-6 down at half-time, have come back. They lead Otahu 34-30, which means Maris Saints, who are 24-6 down against the Hawk Hornets, their fate could be sealed by the end of this one. Now slammed to the ground, and that's going to be a penalty to the Bears. Northcote Tigers, they've wrapped up their position in the top 4, you would think. 36-4 up over the Richmond Bulldogs. They're going through to the postseason. Point Chevalier continue to hold a very narrow lead over Mount Albert, 20 points to 16. Nicodemus, short to Caird.
Sort of hammering away on that middles there. They'll be on an edge somewhere.
Big boys having a good time here for the Glenora Bears. And Aaron Booth, what a game he's had. In the absence of Jordan Torre.
Get out of there, 14.
Nicodemus jumps out of dummy half. And just like that, another one for the Bears. And the chance to make it 50 with a kick to come. All too easy for the home side.
The SAS replay coming up, brought to you by our Ctas live stream partners. And there was threats on all over the park at this point. Hawks still have one of their players in the bin. Quick jump out of the dummy half. And at that point it was too easy as he sweeps in for a try. And Billy Jean's just turned up. Another Michael Jackson hit. So, starting to turn into a bit of a bear mauling here. Let's wait for the kick to come, and that was a gimme one, that one, Corey. So,
Chaz Brown to attempt the conversion.
don't forget College Rugby League on Wednesday from 4 o'clock. Get to the link on aucklandleague.co.nz.
Yep.
Rocks the uprights,
Bounced in.
but the Bears tick up over the 50.
Broke the half ton.
So back underway we go. Mangere East with a short one. Down to the corner and fielded. And if you are catching the scoreboard in the background here at Harold Moody, I think the attendant may have fallen one try behind. So 50 to 10, the correct score. And just a reminder of where things stand. So provisionally, the Marist Saints, if results do not change, they are relegated. They are gone. And the Howard Hornets have secured 4th position. So we will bring you all of the confirmed results in the minutes following. Full time in all the games today. All the games kicking off at 2:30 p.m. as Chase Bernard carts the ball forward now, and Nicodemus jumps out of dummy half. Plays in Kingy, who then brings in Portu.
Let him play it.
Kingy kicks across the body, Siaki.
Right.
Oh, what a way to finish things off. Palima Siaki supporting on the inside. He picks up another try.
Getting into their work now with another try for our number 1, Palima Siaki, off a nice little grubber through there.
And it's getting pretty tough now for the Mangere East Hawks. This has been a huge second half effort from the Glenora Bears. This is nice from
That was
Kingy.
nice.
No one's home for Mangere East.
That's right. So Aaron's just catching up to us, Corey. Well executed try, that one. Here we get to see it again, just in case you're not tired of having a look at that kick. Beautifully executed.
It's really nice, isn't it, from Kingy?
When the ball's all mean, but you know.
Going about his work really nicely today as they head into the finals. The Glenora Bears, they will be favourites to defend that title, but we have seen from Point Chevalier, who beat them in round 1, that the Pirates are more than capable of matching it with them. It's all about the middle battle, isn't it? If you're going to beat Glenora, you're going to have to show up in the middle of the park. And you're going
Well,
to have
absolutely. In that game, we did the live stream at Walker Park. You know, that day, Glenora Bears, they mauled them. You know, there was no two ways about it. They certainly took it to them. So they're certainly going to have to muscle up if they're going to meet this outfit. And that kick is off to the right.
So it remains 54 to 10. I can also tell you in updates from around the grounds, Otahu have now pulled even with Papakura. It's 34-34 there.
So you're going to wind that piece back about who's gone and who's starred?
Well, at this stage, actually, the Marist Saints would still go down. A draw would prove too much. There will be 3 points between them because the Marist Saints are still down at 24 to 12. So provisionally, as things stand, the Marist Saints are still down. But with about 5 minutes of play to go around the grounds.
And don't go away after the game, ladies and gentlemen. Evelyn Brooker, ARL Director, is here with us today, and she'll be presenting the Root Rooster. Well, she'll be giving the Root Rooster back, and they'll go and put it straight over there in their clubhouse, Corey.
Yep, and it will not leave there for the next 6 months. Glenora Bears will retain the Root Rooster for the 2nd year in a row. As Tolson Caird now carries forward. What a showing from the Bears today. What a dominant performance. What a statement ahead of the finals. Jeremiah Portu up over the 40.
Go for it.
Nicodemus Kingy, and Chaz Brown puts
Good
on some
offload.
footwork and gets the offload away to Lua Falialo, who has got some speed, but that's a brilliant covering tackle. And in the 78th minute of a game where you were 54-10 down, that's a fair old effort there from Talamoni Finau.
Just on a side note, I think Simon's enjoyed his time here at the Glenora Bears. Good to see him, you know, going around. He'll be on his way to a semi-final by the way this is shaping up.
Locks, I want heads right in, eh?
Spent the last few years with the
Make
Mara
this one look good,
Saints.
please. Come on, come on.
Valuable addition to what is a very good Glenora Bears team, and they're without
Head now, lock.
To'o Alo as well
Right
today,
in, right in,
who's
right in.
arguably been the best centre in the comp this year. Alo been really, really good for the Bears, and they're going to kick early here now. Mangere East, and there's a bit of a foot race on. It takes a horror bounce, really. But back to collect it is Morgan Salelisi, right on halfway now. Mangere East looking to finish on a high. There's a penalty inside the 10. Inside the, well, not square is the call actually. Now Natane V will tap, and he will go. Runs it
Big
straight
tackle.
back into Riulu Buchanan, who drives him head first into the ground, and
Yeah, but David's position.
V's back onto his feet, keen to get things going. Do stay with us post-match. We'll hear from both captains as we conclude our coverage. And then join us again midweek from 4 p.m. Kelston up against Wesley. It'll be a big game in the SAS College Rugby League.
No lefty. Up.
In the background, Stevie Wonder starts blaring, and you'll catch Stevie Wonder in the NRL bunker most weekends.
Colton, good. All under the ball. Look, he knows it. I'll get out of your way.
Pull him back there.
Tane V,
Tap and go.
tap and the go to our four, and our four dummies, and looks to go through. We're into the last minute or so of play here. Root Rooster is staying at Harold Moody. Mangere East looking to rescue something from this one ahead of their final round showdown against Papakura. That could end up deciding who gets relegated, so it's going to be a big game as well. Natane V shuffles to the right, and it's picked off.
Split them. Has he got enough wheels?
Straight through the middle goes Nicodemus, who was tackled well, and it's a big, heavy contact there. Delivered by Molly Silafai. Ball is put down now by Riulu Buchanan. That'll just about get us to full time here.
Wasn't right. Shoulder. Hey.
Bit of guidance from the hill over the far side there for some of the old bears.
Okay.
There's a hint of a shoulder charge contact here. And
It was around here. Yeah, thank you.
And that was allegedly that you'd find Stevie Wonder in the bunker, Corey.
That's all right, guys.
well saved.
Time off, guys. Time off.
So time is off by our clock. We have now gone over, but 54-10, it doesn't really matter too much.
Okay, guys. Let's get this done, eh? Gotta be close. All right, guys. Wind down. Colson, not needed. Head down. Time on. Ball in.
Back to it we go.
Out.
So play winds down. Prepare for our post-match coverage. Presentation of the Root Rooster.
Have a look. Wait. Turn. Roll away.
R4. Still fighting now, R4.
String release.
10 out from the line. V is the dummy half.
Hey.
Jumps out, goes right. Taimani. Tamua. Jacob Tamua. Shakes off one. Shakes off a second. Holding on for dear life is Riulu Buchanan. And that'll do it. The Root Rooster will stay with Glenora.
Done, guys. Thank you very much.
They maintain the Challenge Trophy for the second year in a row.
I'll get out of here.
And really, they wrap up the minor premiership with that one, although mathematically there will still be a chance of Point Chevalier next week. The Glenora Bears 54-10 victors over the Mangere East Hawks. Back with our post-match coverage in just a few minutes.
Congratulations.
Thursday.
All good? No, because he came over the top. Yeah. Yeah, no, he came over across the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that yours, Maxine? No?
Oh.
You know who I am?
No idea.
Oh, they're yours? Yeah.
Oh, they're mine. Who's that one?
How many did you have? What? Flag. Oh, my one's over there? All right.
That's my phone's on charge.
Right, we are now joined by Natane V from the Mangere East Hawks. Well, a tough old day at the office, mate, but Glenora were pretty classy today, weren't they?
Yeah, well, that's why they're at the top of the table here. Definitely showed their class today, and it was tough ask to come here and trying to pull out an upset, but hey, that's why they're at the top of the table, and yeah.
You did it tough today. No Howard Brown, a number of boys out on the pack as well, so it was always going to be a tough ask today, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we have guys that come in and out every week, and we expect them to do a job, and fortunately it didn't go away today, but you know, we'll just move on to the next.
One more game to go. All the best for next week. Thanks for joining us.
Cool, thank you, man. Thank you.
We are now joined by Phil Kingy, captain of the Glenora Bears. Well, Phil, you keep the roop. How pleasing is that?
It's very pleasing, obviously, the last defence for the year, so we're happy to lock that up for the season.
And probably wraps up the minor premiership as well, so a big day for the club.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too sure when the last time that happened was, but definitely not while any of us are playing, so we're really happy with that.
Look ahead now to Mount Albert next week. What's the desire like to finish the season on a high as you get into the playoffs?
You know, it's the game before the first semi, so we have to play well, and we have to, you know, iron out all those little creases so that we're ready to go.
Right, you're about to get the roop, so we're going to let you go, Phil. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, on behalf of the Board of Directors, we'd like to give this back to Glenora, keep it for the rest of the season and for the start of next season, and we'd like to wish you all the best for the finals.
So team photo, Root Rooster winners, retain it. And the route won't leave Glenora until next year. So a lot of happy men here. Aaron, the chairman, joins in on the team photos. Let's see the happy faces. Awesome. Okay, wrap.
That concludes our coverage here from Harold Moody Reserve. Do join us again midweek for Kelston up against Wesley in the SAS College Rugby League competition. We are live from 4 PM on Wednesday. We'll see you then.
Live league action. In 2018, the Auckland Rugby League is putting the game in your hands. Never miss a hit from New Zealand's premier rugby league competition. To get the inside edge on where you can watch the action live and free, hit up aucklandleague.co.nz. Live league action, aucklandleague.co.nz.